Alright, so today we're going to be taking a look at the MP5 and later the ray gun. I'm going to tell you right now, my initial thoughts on the MP5, not super great. Except on rounds 1 through 4. On rounds 1 through 4, the MP5, it's godlike. Just kind of like the knife. Except the knife is godlike forever, but that's a later video. So we started out with Ball Pit here today, but then Ball Pit got bored around round 20 something and left me. So I'm on my own for the majority, which is fine. We're just leveling up guns, so we don't need Ball Pit anyway. I digress. The MP5, it's not horrible. It's not good either. And I'm just gonna come right out and say, and maybe make all my videos pointless by telling you right now that basically the LMGs are going to be what you want to use in zombies, regardless of, you know, how pack-a-punched it is. At tier 2, I pulled out an RPK, and it was doing as much damage as the MP5 was at a tier 2 pack-a-punch, so that just goes to show you. Here's a tier 1 example of using the MP5. It's not bad, okay? After you pack-a-punch stuff to the max level, nothing is horrible. Like, you're going to be able to deal with the zombies with pretty much any gun. That's kind of the way the pack-a-punch is designed. So, I'm not going to say the MP5 is unusable. I'm just going to tell you that there are much better guns to use than the MP5. And I'm not making these videos in, well, really a review format. It's more of a demonstration because, like I said, all the guns are usable. The point of zombies is to have a good time. There's no meta, you know? You don't have to be competing with other folks for the best TTK and the DPS and all of those abbreviations that are suck the fun out of games. So I'm going to tell you right now, use whatever you want, pack-a-punch it, have fun with it. I think it makes the game interesting to try and pack-a-punch everything, which is why I'm doing it for fun. So consider this just a demonstration, a PSA, if you will. Alright, let's get back to it. So you're not going to want to use the MP5 against any of the boss zombies at pretty much any level pack-a-punch. You're going to want to pull out your wonder weapons for that. If you want to get past round 40 and have the rounds take anything less than a half an hour, you're going to want to have a ray gun regardless. Any weapon, even the LMGs. Your goal in this game, if you want to make it to high rounds, is to get the ray gun. That's just no questions asked. Which is why I try for that later, and will be demonstrated. But here's the MP5 Tier 3. It's not doing horrible, you know? You gotta aim for the heads. It takes a lot to put damage on all of them, but then once you got damage on all the zombies, you can aim for the heads and kill them all pretty quickly. You know, and at first I was looking for a consistent rating system to rate all of the guns, you know, because I'm organized and OCD in that fashion. But I decided, for the sake of my own sanity, and to keep it more of a lighthearted, fun kind of thing, which is what zombies is meant to be, I don't want to get too analytical about it. Let's just make it up as we go along. I'm just going to make up like random rating scales and tell you that if the guns in this game were pastries and the 1911 or, you know, whatever the worst gun in the game is a crepe, you know, a flavorless, horrible crepe, and the ray gun is a cronut or a chocolate ganache, maybe some fudge, I don't know, pick your favorite dessert, then the MP5 would be a solid birthday cake from the grocery store. It's reliable. It's going to get you there eventually. It'll taste sweet like you want it to. It's just not going to be the best cake you've ever eaten. It's not going to, you know, set your senses tingling with the flavor. It's going to be good. You're going to enjoy it, you know? It's going to get you through the party. So there you go. That's the MP5 for you. And as you can see, we've picked up the ray gun here. And it's infinitely better than any other gun in the game, which is it's designed to be, which is why it's so rare. If I were to rate the ray gun, I would say if the 1911 is the 1911, then the ray gun is the ray gun. There's really, you know, there's no other way to put it. The ray gun is the ray gun. It is all that you'll ever want. I think if I could describe the feeling of getting the ray gun out of the box, it would be similar to winning the lottery of like upwards of $100 million, because there's a sense of security that you have. The knowledge that you'll never need anything else. You're never going to have to worry. The ray gun will always be there for you. It'll always be reliable. It's always going to kill the zombies no matter what round you're on. As you can see, I've got the tier 3 pack punch on it, which looks frickin' awesome. That's what you want. I mean, kind of obviously, you know, no surprises here. I'm not making this video to tell you how amazing the ray gun is, even though I just wanted to give you some satisfaction. You know, after that horrible MP5 experience. Okay, it's not horrible. After that extremely mediocre MP5 experience, we'll check back in with the MP5 and see how it's doing. Yep, there's one kill. That was 96 bullets and 93 bullets, and there's one. Man, it just takes forever. Round 38, tier 3 pack punch. Nothing should be this bad, tier 3 pack punch. It's extremely average. Well, anyway, there's your demo of the MP5 and the ray gun. I'll check back in with you for another demo of another weapon. We'll get through all of them eventually. I'm not doing them in any particular order. We're just going for it. If I get something out of the box that I think will be fun, I'm going to do it. So yeah, bottom line, don't use SMGs if you want to have an efficient game, but do use SMGs if you're just wanting to have some fun. LMGs are where it's at until you can get the ray gun. There you go.